should, and by the way, Dolores and everyone else on social media, you should use this because this will resonate bigly. You guys ready? Why is there panic buying at the disco for trade ideas? I mean, I've said this before. We've got the world's best financial technology product that will need to be a possession of everybody, and we don't advertise other than, you know, this kind of stuff. So why am I saying this? Well, here we go. You guys just breathe it in. Take a deep nostril of your POTUS. Donald Trump's tweet at, now Brad, I mean, I hate to be silly. I don't know how Twitter does time in my time or if it's in Eastern time. It doesn't really matter. Which one is it? Do you know?
I think it's your local time.
Is it? Wow. Well, in that case.
I think so.
Is it my local time? Are you sure?
I think that's typically the case.
Okay. Well, it doesn't matter. The point is, if that's the case, it's even better because, so here you see.
Well, your screen hasn't updated, and I have to be honest with you, my friend. It's still refreshing. We're still in the line. There we go. It finally updated.
Okay. Are you guys seeing what I'm saying?
There we go.
Okay. So for those of you that know how to use social media, you should look up your president on Twitter, because as you can see it at Real Donald Trump. And he put out a tweet at 8:09 a.m. today saying, Steel Dynamics announced that it will build a brand new 3 million ton steel, blah, 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 blah. Notice that 10 minutes after the open, now either way, by the way, Brad, if this was done prior to the open on Eastern time, it's fine because we'll talk about this when I show the software, but look at what's happening. Holly was 10 minutes into the open throughout Steel Dynamics. Donald Trump mentions Steel Dynamics. Obviously, I'm not saying that that can happen all the time, but my God, what an incredible piece of like digital intuitive synergy. We couldn't pretend to know why this happened, how this happened, but all we can tell you is that when you have something amazing, it gets beyond words. And this is where we are. This is why there is panic buying of this.
So yeah, let me interject a little bit because it's critical to understand that this particular call was not a signal based upon a news event. Now the news event, you know, corresponded with what this was looking for, but this was looking for some type of pattern and some type of activity in that stock to make it wake up and go, this is something abnormal. I think we should take a look at it. And, you know, so the two really do work together in a phenomenal way.
The point is, and people are saying, isn't this called market manipulation? Connect the dots. JJ, no, it's not, because that news was already public. So the news that they were putting this plan together was already available. He just happened to have been mentioning it. And I'm saying that synergistically, without us doing anything, the software also caught and continued to catch this incredible dynamic. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to minimize this, okay, so that you can really see a little bit more of what's going on. And this will hopefully open your eyes to what we're doing. You can ask yourself, how can a tech do what we're doing? And the answer simply is that when you've looked at all of the patterns mathematically, you have what's known as kind of the localized spots of attention that you can recognize. And our software can recognize those spots, as we've mentioned many times, like a leopard that sits on a tree and waits for an antelope to walk underneath it. And then it pounces. And what I'm saying is that here is us beating the news or joining the news. Either way, the amount of gains that you could have had from this call were incredible. And now I'm going to minimize the software so that I can show you guys what it was like for the rest of the tech. So Brad had mentioned, Brad, tell me when everyone's caught up to the view.
I'll let you know. Got my top hat and my cane.
Is it still there?
It's still on your slide.
My goodness, y'all. But you know it's good. It's like anticipation, a little waiting.
Anyway, right? There we go.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, notice what happened here. I think Brad is right that we were actually there first at 6:40, okay, before the president, because it is local time, because it's on my machine. It happened to have hit the stop out, by the way. But then it turned around right at when he mentioned it, actually a little bit before, and re-hit the entry. I was in this right around here myself, and I ended up holding it all day. It was one of the most beautiful trades that I did, and this one as well, because it followed X, United States Steel.
So, Bud, I'm going to do this. I think we're going to switch to my screen, and you can keep chatting, but you're just not updating, right? So
let's do that.
Let's pop in over here. So hopefully the right screen is showing up. Let me know.
Right now it's just the Q&A webinar that I'm seeing, Brad.
So to be fair, I was busting you, but this could be a GoToMeeting, GoToWebinar problem that we're having.
Well, it's not. Do you guys also notice that the internet has gotten worse? I mean, we have. It's gotten slower. There's no question about that. So you're trying now too? See, Brad, by the way, guys, was making a whole lot of fun of yours truly for my slow, feeble internet.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I have to tell you guys, when you've got something as good as we have, the powers that be do not want you to see it. So this could be part of the, the fun. Here we are doing amazing stuff. Brad maybe turn off my screen. Now his screen can't come on. So that you guys, what do we got?
All right, well, I have a blue blank screen for you. Looked like it came on quick and...
Okay, here we go. Hold on.
Sorry, guys.
This happens. I mean, let me know when you can see my screen again. Brad, is it alive?
No,
still blue?
It's still trying, I'm sure. But it was pretty
Okay. So guys, I'll just talk to it real quick. So look, a lot of you that have it, you guys saw what happened today. Look at MGLN. It was unbelievable. Look at MRCY. That was another one. And when it comes, and hopefully it'll come alive. But there were so many percentage points, and TYME, Barry was the one that really may want to make sure I bring that up.
Popped in, buddy.
What?
Just popped in, so you can see your desktop.
Okay. So I'm talking about the fact that we are past you needing to learn something. We are past the indicator. We're past practice. Okay, one of the biggest things, Brad, and I always like to throw surprises at you that you don't know, but there's a big, in golf, I'm going to throw it back. Golf, something Brad and I love to do. Everybody can get on the range and feel like they should be on tour. Like, look at me go. Anything I hit, I'm just crushing it. And you get to the first tee and you can't do it. Why? Pressure. Real versus fake. The time for effing around is over. If you want to succeed in the stock market, you simply have to do this. Take advantage of what's available. And we are doing this for you now in a way that has never, ever been done in the history of the world of finance. Let me bring this back a little bit to what I was saying before, Brad, when we discussed the notion of we are about gratitude and giving back to you guys, our subscribers, the people that make all this happen. But let me tell you what we're doing. It's not just about simply giving you the signals. It's about giving you a path to participate in all of these signals. The reason the institutions can do some of the stuff, okay, is because, well, they've got access to all these tools called like time slice and VWAP slice and all this stuff that might not make any sense for us, but just to give you a high level, when a big company says, hey, I want to buy a bunch of Facebook, right? Well, they're not buying it kind of like the way you buy it. You know, they buy it broken up all throughout the day because, you know, they're in it for the long term, whatever that means. We have given you guys now, through trade ideas, an ability to work the market in the same sophisticated way, but without the need for having, you know, 7 hands or the dexterity of a pianist. Let me show something that might kind of be overlooked real quick, Brad, and I want to make sure that, number one, everyone can see what I'm doing and understand it. So we've told you guys that, that on the options panel, we've given you the ability to trade Holly mathematically the way that you would in terms of how you trade. So I put in $34 risk, meaning that whatever share size I need to have to lose $34 if I get stopped out, that's what Holly does for me automatically. Does everyone understand this? It's a very critical component. Don't everybody respond all at once.
I know what you're saying, Dan. And if you'll notice, guys, look at the share column. You have a share column that's kind of in the middle of all that, and you can see how many shares are associated with each one of these particular signals, and it's all different.
So today, risking $34 in risk on mode, this is what you could have been making on each one of the strategies. It's one of the most insane, amazing days of where the software took advantage of everything that there was to take advantage of.
So let me bring a little bit of, so your options just popped up here, but a little bit of which is covering up what I'm going to be talking about, which is the channel bar. And on the channel bar, we're giving you an indication of how each one of these different AI segments are doing. And instead of using the type of share size that Dan was talking about, that we're looking at with the dollar values in each one of his windows, the channel bar is hypothetically saying, I'm only going to trade 1 share of each one of these stocks. And on that bottom one, Holly Neo, that thing went 9 points, 9 sticks. That's a lot of profitability right there.
Out of 13 trades, 9 points. Think about that, guys. You know that you could never do it. No human could do it. It's impossible.
That's 9 points. I'm looking at your risk on percentage profit column, and you know those are 3%, 3.5%, 3.5%, 3.5%. Those are solid gains right there.
And look at the losers, guys. I mean, we're gonna have down days, and we do have down days. I mean, there's no question. But what we say is this: when something is there, the AI will take the kind of advantage of it that you would never be able to on your own. So right now, the way that people interact with it, when they see something come in, they see the colors blue, they right click and they can say trade, and it goes to Brokerage Plus. What we are working to give you guys is a full, and I'm already testing it, is a fully automated way to enter and exit the Holly trades. However you want, market, limit, whatever there is. And it's going to transform the way that people invest completely. Guys, ladies, gentlemen, I have to tell you, Brad, because so much of this stuff we've known for years, but once you see it, it kind of just pumps you up like, oh.
Well, so I mean, look, let's talk about kind of the genesis of this, right? We didn't just happen upon the AI technology and then happen upon the ability to automate that. We started off with our clay, right, with our signals, and we provide that to you guys. We provide you the ability to open up an alert window and create anything that you want and back test it and refine it and come up with something really cool. But we also realized after doing this for 16, 17 years that it's not easy to do. And what we're doing now is we're taking all of that knowledge that we've amassed over those 15, 16, 17 years of working with this tool and working in the market, looking at market data and seeing stuff move. And we've automated the whole process of the automation and of the optimization of those strategies. So each and every day after the market closes, it's going through all of these different strategies that get optimized, and it re-optimizes them. It refines them. It looks at what happened today, and it looks at all the different filters that we have. And we have a lot of different filters, and we have a lot of filters that you would just not find any other place in the market. We create this market data on the fly, and it uses those filters and those data points to come up with something that's very unique every single day. And so we know that when you start the day, these strategies are the best of the best, and they're just listening for the market activity to, for everything to line up and send it a signal.
And if I may add a little conspiracy element to it, Brad, if I may, just for talking purposes. The brokerage is really, to be honest, they don't really care about you. Okay, and I have to just say it to say it, because all they want to do is hold your money. We are giving you the ability now to move that money the way it's never been able to be moved before. It is a game changer like there never has been. And I'll tell you one of the biggest reasons, Brad, and you're going to laugh at this when I say it. One of the biggest reasons why it's so game changing, guys, is because many of the brokers don't even look at trade ideas, because we're unfathomable to them. They're so busy trying to figure out which marketing gimmick is going to get you to put your, retirement account with them so that somebody else can manage it. Come on. The game has completely changed, and we're sitting here a witness to it. Okay. It's something that you almost have to experience yourself to fathom, but so many of you are doing it because otherwise you wouldn't be here. I sometimes get speechless because I think to myself that a trade like TYME, okay, that look at this one. This is Barry was also in this one in his room, in our trading room. Look at this trade. When you have the entry and it never sees it again, ever. Just keeps going, and there's quite a bit of a retracement. I mean, got all the way to 49. The percentage was simply unfathomable. KM, we've been around since 2003, so it's actually a little bit over. And we've been developing this technology in secret, without any outside help, no foreign investments, no black rocks, and no venture capitals. Guys, I gotta tell you, it's one of the coolest things ever that Brad and I and a lot of the other people at Trade Ideas, we got ourselves what's called a $50 million education in 2000. We got screwed by venture capital and learned a lesson that nobody else could learn, not in Harvard, nowhere else. You got to do it yourself. Don't raise any money and make it profitable. Literally the opposite of what everyone does when they do raise capital. They're like, growth, growth. We did it all ourselves. And now the kind of growth that you're going to see from trade, you're going to hear about Trade Ideas everywhere. But the beauty is, guys, ladies and gentlemen, you get to be here first. You're seeing it live at the event level. Many of you are our affiliate partners. So hopefully you'll be able to use this stuff. And can I tell you guys something super cool? And for those of you that are our affiliates, you probably know this, and Brad, I don't know if you know this, but I got to just say it. This month has been a record month for Trade Ideas because, again, you can see the results. We're just running away, sprinting with it. And we have paid more to our affiliates this month than we actually grossed in revenues 2 years ago in a month. That's how crazy things are for us. And you can't have that kind of growth with a product that doesn't advertise if you're not doing it. That's really what I'm trying to say. There is no faking it. This isn't Tim Sykes, stocks to trade, and any of that other bullshit. You can't fake this. You guys know it, and I'm telling you that something completely extraordinary is at hand. Because, by the way, Brad, remind me, what this is Wednesday, right?
This is our Wednesday webinar.
This is our Wednesday webinar. Monday and Tuesday, by the way, were not like the easiest of trading days for the AI either. And that's the other thing we want to say. The AI is not like some get-rich-quick scheme or the goose that laid the golden egg. It's just the best that you can do with what you have. Big distinction. But Brad, it was not easy swimming Monday or Tuesday. Would you agree?
Wholeheartedly.
So what I keep trying to tell people is that when Brad and I were professionals and we traded for a living, and when all people that do this for a living do it, what separates the men from the boys, the pros from the amateurs, is those that have the constitution to let go of what happened in the past, because the past kind of tends to cling to you. So if you lose Monday and you lose Tuesday, whatever direction you lose in, it leaves an emotional scar on you. You would not have been able to do this kind of aggressive taking advantage of what was given to you because you would have been worried about yesterday and the day before, because that's what humans do. We remember, we make, mental notations like that. But here, what you have is your assistant that does none of this. It works just during the day. All the emotions are gone. While we are talking right now, and Brad, we've said this, infinite amount of times. Bradley, could you tell people what is the AI doing right now, just for the new people?
Yeah, the old. I mean, we have a bank of, and I kind of already did a little bit, but we have a bank of about 50 different strategies, and in each of these 3 different segments. And right now, the AI is going through each one of these strategies, and it's running, not literally, but it's figuratively running the odds maker, and it's looking at each one of these strategies and looking how each one of the filters that we have, and we have hundreds of different filters, and there are millions and trillions of different settings for each of those filters. And so, all of this, it's running through millions of backtest calculations to come up with statistics, real statistics for each strategy. And those are looking at the profit factor, which is the sum total of all the winning trades over a period of time over the sum total of all the losing trades over the same period of time, giving you a ratio. So it's measuring up that ratio against all the different strategies where only the best of the best are going to participate the next day. And so today we had, there were 6 or 7 different strategies in the first segment, Holy Grail. There were about 10 different strategies, or actually I don't even have it up right now. So you don't have it up right here to see it, but there were, different strategies in each one of these different segments, and all looking for different types of market activity. Some are looking for short plays, some are looking for long plays, some only look for activity super early in the morning. Some hold all day long. Some have big stop losses on there. Some have smaller stop losses. Just different types of characteristics for all of these different strategies that get optimized. And so one of the other tools, and we haven't shown it yet today, and it probably wouldn't be a good idea just because of the lag that we're experiencing, but and I alluded to it earlier, that's our odds maker, which is the event-based backtester. So it allows you, as a user of Trade Ideas, to open up any alert window, put in your alert and filters, and run the backtest on it, see exactly how that strategy would have performed over a period of time if you would have done the same set of instructions, bought it, held it for a certain time period, used a particular stop loss. And if you were to do that same action for every one of the signals, how would you have done? And using that tool, and that tool does have an optimization feature to it. So you can go through all the filters that we have and look and really slice and dice the data up more than really a human can do, but it's there for you. And we realize that it's so complex, and not many people could really exploit it to the way that we found ourselves able to do it. And we took that information and knowledge, and we really just started, coding the types of steps and the actions that it should be going through to refine these types of strategies. And it started to learn from itself, and using each consecutive day as new information to build upon that. And we've been doing this for over 2 years now, as far as just the specific AI technology, and just getting better and better with the algorithms that we use for the exits, the type of profit saves, the reduced risks, putting in different targets for it to hit. And then we provide through all of this, we provide you two different scenarios. Should you be kind of executing and getting out of these positions in a quicker time frame? Each one of these strategies has a time frame associated with it. So, for instance, sunrise movers, that's a 45-minute hold time, I believe, and it could be 30 minutes, but it's a really short hold time. And so a risk off profit on that particular trade would be closing it out at that time period. So like it's 7:30 Pacific time over here, we're going to be closing that out in a risk off trade. But these are the type of strategies or signals that are called when you have a bullish market or a bullish day when things are starting to move up. You may not want to just get out of those early calls. And holding it to the end of the day, we provide the P&L associated with that particular characteristic in our risk on profit. So we're giving you these two different scenarios and giving you kind of the horse race along the left side to let you know is what's the market doing right now? Is the market following through and continuing on? And are these positions getting better as time is going on? Or are you better served by getting out of these? And so if the risk off, maybe you can highlight, I don't know if you can highlight, but underneath the profit charts, we have these bars. We've got the risk on and risk off bars, and it's letting you know which one is better. And so you can see here in all these three different segments that it would have been better for you to hold these positions, longer throughout the day. So we're really giving you a ton of information along the way here, but it's not just random haphazard information. It's all based on numbers and statistics.
And you can't get this information anywhere else is really the bottom line. You're going to have to do some research yourself. You don't have to take our word for it, but look around, look at NinjaTrader, look at these other things, and you will all come to the same conclusion. The thing that we are doing right now is helping you to simulate this better and better as this comes live. That's what I'm doing, risking my money and working to make sure that the results are close to Holly. That's what we're trying to do, get you the best results that you can possibly have. Brad, how are we on all the questions and everything?
I think we're caught up.
Okay, cool. So look, guys.
So we're not a brokerage, guys. So there's a question coming in. We integrate our Brokerage Plus technology currently with Interactive Brokers. It's a list that we'll be expanding early into the new year with additional brokers. But right now it's through IB. And if you have an IB account, then you can take anything inside of any signals inside of Trade Ideas and execute those through a right-click menu.
Let me, I've kind of demonstrated this before, and because our connection is so bad, I'm going to kind of jump back to the presentation, because the bottom line is, guys, one thing that we have for you, I mean, here you're kind of, there's very few companies where on a weekly basis you can get access to the CEO and the COO at the same time. That's just the nature of the game. And by the way, we're growing, we're not that small, and both Brad and I have lots of stuff to do. But we want to communicate with you. We want to show you that we're not far removed from you. In fact, I am you in the market. I still trade. Many of the people that are in our organization still commit capital, because that's the only way you can really relate to your customer, because I feel your pain. I make your mistakes and I learn from them. I try to, and then put that knowledge into the software. We have technology that we are able to price at unthinkable prices for you on a per day basis, because it's all ours and we made it all from scratch. No Oracle, no Microsoft, no nothing. Everything is from scratch. Right now, we connect to Interactive Brokerage for Brokerage Plus, where there's going to be more, but I really want to make sure you guys think on this a little bit. Interactive Brokerage kind of has everything that you need, and brokers are a commodity, okay? They are a commodity. What does that mean? That means it doesn't really matter if you get E-Trade, TD Ameritrade, Schwab, Merrill Lynch, Donkey Kong, broker, Robinhood, or whoever is the next broker, because all they're doing is taking a toll for you to ride the highway. That's it. They're a toll booth, nothing more. They pretend to be something more, but they're not. They're actually, what they do is while you're trying to pay your toll, they're like, hey, do you want to give me some money? Hey, can I have all of your money? You're like, dude, I'm just trying to get through. So they are a commodity. And Brokerage Plus now connects to Interactive Brokerage, which does everything. Everything. So there shouldn't be any barrier for you guys to use this. Again, I mean, we're going to work with more brokers, but we're kind of putting a price tag in front of them. If they want to play, they're going to have to pay. There was a question about, what is it? Could you share your P&L percentage auto trading with Holly and your real money testing? Okay, so first of all, I'm going to share some screen, not today, because one of the, as you guys see, one of the problems is, for some reason, when we do this, like the internet's always terrible. And for me to have Brokerage Plus connected to Trader's Workstation, which is the name of the software that Interactive Brokerage uses, there's one funny situation with that and GoToMeeting. They're both in Java, and they're like the beta fish. They don't want to swim together. We've tried this before. It's like I wanted to show everybody how awesome I did auto trading Holly, and when I tried to log into GoToMeeting, couldn't do it. Brad, I yelled at Brad so much, he was so mad that he forgot what it was I was yelling about. So Joe, you're asking, will TradeStation or Thinkorswim be added, E-Trade Pro? I mean, honestly, I don't know. They are so slow, these guys. We talk to them, but they're going to have to pay is the thing, Joe. And they don't realize that they don't think we have anything. They don't. Our guys are talking to them. They don't believe any of this because they hate you. Maybe not their fault, but most likely it is. No, E-Trade has great stuff, and we've been partners with them forever. I mean, there are good things, but in terms of education, David, let me throw something out at you. Barry, who's here helping us, we have our own education curriculum that's on virtually the whole week. Every day, Barry does his trading room, where he's teaching you and showing you the best practices of self-directed investment, answering questions. There's a community of probably 500 to 600 people on there at any given time during the day that helps one another, and a meritocracy that lifts everybody else. After that, Trade Ideas University ourselves, we have a complete education curriculum so that everything that you get from anyone else. And Dave, I'm not at all saying anything negative about E-Trade stuff, just saying that we additionally do everything, because we know that we cannot trust the broker for the education. We just cannot, because we move too quickly. So here we are in this game where we're saying, guys, we're going to give you the ability to move the market, move your money in a way that you haven't before. One of the things that's really conducive to that is per share pricing. Because what happens is, with E-Trade and TD Ameritrade, they're pricing you per trade. That doesn't work. Brad, wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I mean, it's all indicative of the type of share size that you want to do. And if you want to throw down some 10,000 share blocks, it's a nice way to do it, sure. But when you're in there and you're playing in the market, you don't want to be ticket size. It's just not the best way to go, to be honest.
And all of them, TD Ameritrade, E-Trade, everyone but IB basically has per trade pricing, because, like I said, they don't want you to win. Sorry. That's.
Well, I mean, I don't know that they don't want you to win, but honestly, they don't want you to trade.
Well, they definitely don't want you to trade. Guys, I mean, we could tell you a story how we saw a fight between Bank of America brokerage and Bank of America clearing at one of our past lives as venture capital guys, and we were like, what? Aren't these guys supposed to work together? And the fact of the matter is, Interactive Brokerage is being used because they do everything that we feel is necessary for you right now to get the optimum experience. Everything works. So that's really the factor there. They've got the per share pricing. They let you move in and out. Everything's working, and it's easy. They didn't bother us. We don't bother them. We're friends. You know, the funny, interesting thing is, Brad, do we even have a relationship with Interactive Brokerage? They're so big, they don't even know
we do. And but I'll tell you, we started off, and when we started off with this integration, we didn't. And it didn't matter to us because we were just looking for the right technology provider to facilitate this. And but they've since taken notice, and we have developed a partnership.
And there's going to be hopefully more, because I mean, you would think the brokers at some point, by pure pressure, will be coming to us, but they haven't yet, because they can't believe that anything like our stuff exists. Oh yeah, the TD Ameritrade guys, I mean, that's called the NIH, not invented here. What they're going to do is they're going to wait until Tom Sosnoff takes Tasty Trade as a broker dealer, and then they'll buy that again. So they'll just buy them twice. It's all the same story, repeated over and over again, but not here, ladies and gentlemen, not here. We do lots of content, lots of media, and we do that so that you can experience our company and our products in lots of different ways. We love doing the Friday podcast where we go full unfiltered, kind of like Joe Rogan. And if you're not worried about being politically correct, join us there and have a lot of fun. People give us great feedback, lots of good stuff. And we also have guests that come on there as well. Brad, we've been talking about this for a while, and it sure did end up paying off. This is one of the reasons why we're growing, because we've been saying, guys, it's not going to keep going up. And sure enough, that happened. And our audience has been watching and looking and being reiterated to the fact that you need to understand how to trade both sides of the market. That's as easy as we can make it. Great content. If you are not trading both sides, you're missing half the game. So you need to at least have an understanding of how that is done. It is very easy for you guys to get in contact with us. I am banned on all social media because I'm just too potent, but we have lots of other people on there. At Trade Ideas, our corporate account, at QuantBot, at Today Trader, great social media people. I'm also banned from Facebook. Yeah. But not the company. Facebook, like us there. We'll appreciate it, even though I can't see it, Brad. We're easy to get a hold of.
Maybe one day they'll let you back in.
One day they'll let, but I don't want to go back there.
I know.
We're easy to reach by phone, and of course, if you have any questions, please contact us via email at info@trade-ideas.com.
And that is the best way.
Yeah, it's the best way to do it. Guys, we want to put humor here. We like to do this as real people, not as some fake suit wearing, never doing what you're supposed to be doing kind of environment. It's real. We do it. We are you guys, and you guys empower us, for which we are grateful. That's all that we can say. Your commitment to us has made it possible for us to do what we do. We appreciate it. Thank you. And keep coming, because we're innovating. There is no finish line for us. That's how we have it. There is no finish line. Brad, I think we're good. Are there any other questions? Guys, just follow the AI. Listen, the instructions are there. They're on the charts. Follow it. Do it. It's the best you can do. And there is a panic. If you haven't got your deposit, the next price is going to be $3,300. Just FYI. After the first 1,000 goes. Yeah, David. Twitter is just. I mean, the whole thing is kind of crazy. That of all that I end up being banned, and Facebook too. I mean, it just kind of tells you the environment that we're in. People don't like free thinkers. So That's all that we can say about that. But we love you guys. Again, thank you for being here. We are grateful for it. And keep coming. Brad, thank you once again. And this will be recorded, and you will be able to catch the recording after it's all uploaded.
Yeah, we'll have this on our YouTube channel later this evening, or you will get an email tomorrow. Thanks, everyone.
All right, everyone. Thank you very much. Much appreciated.
Bye-bye.